Bingo.
Bingo.
So
Assuming you can hear me?
Here. We can hear you. Absolutely.
Good.
Fine.
I started commentating with my while muted once, and I don't want to have a repeat of that.
Perfect. But yeah, we are, I think, in the last day of the bingo poll.
I don't think this is the last day. It might be.
Is it the last day?
It might be.
I'm pretty sure it's the last day, because if there's something tomorrow, then it probably would have been posted already.
Yeah, that is a good point. I don't think there is anything tomorrow.
But
one
more Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think when I signed up for this, there were options for Monday and Tuesday as well.
Yeah, I was so confused a bit here, because I knew that, like, Monday would maybe be played, but I haven't seen anything yet. So I will, yeah. But Tuesday, week-long
okay, so this
bingo.
This is the second last day then.
Absolutely, the second last day. And for those here who maybe have not tuned into the previous days, the bingo poll study, or bingo study Brawl, is just a variant of bingo where participants will ban and pick various bingo variants, but the first one will be just a normal lockout game, so I'm always excited for also normal lockout, even though we have seen it so many times. I hope you are too, Cookie.
I am also a lockout fan. As much as I love stupid variants, lockout's also great. And honestly, I'm probably better at commentating lockout.
Yeah, we know what's going on in lockout. But yeah, I don't think I have ever seen GamerShark or Mikshul play lockout bingo, so we'll see how that also goes.
I don't think I've seen either of these players play lockout either. Surprise players.
Shark Hunter on Mikshul.
They're just gonna become like secure accounts mid game, and oh, and they're here.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect from this game. I don't know the players. I can't really find much information about them either, other than they mainly play Blackout.
I mean, I know that Mikshul has a pretty decent ARP time.
We off? We are off.
We are all off. We are off. A Finnish Shark Hunter and an American GamerShark. We'll see who wins here. What do you see on the board actually here at first?
Okay, the first thing I see is 2 cassettes. I've not seen any major synergy with it, so I'm not quite sure that it's something that's going to be hard committed early. It is old site B-side, though, which would incentivize going for the 2A cassette at least.
And apparently, players have Mikshul has started a bit early.
That would
maybe.
Yeah, that would explain the desync between the players.
Yeah, we'll see if that gets sorted out. But yeah, 2 cassettes, also a B-side.
I'm also noticing 10 binoculars plus Golden Ridge B-side, but I don't know how viable of a play that is. There is also 2 seeded berries, which could incentivize playing 2A for the faster 4A access.
True. The seeded berries and all berries at start of 4A definitely works together well.
Yeah. We have 1 up in 5A as well, which could also incentivize having a lead.
And also 5 berries and 5 chapters. 20 berries in 5A if you already go for 1 up in 5A. I think berries are pretty strong, and Mikshul as art player might go this berry route here, but we'll see.
Yeah. Mikshul does seem to pick up a berry.
Yeah, we see a winged Witchberry at least. Maybe just 5 fast ones?
Both players do seem to be going for some berries. Interestingly, both skipping the first berry.
Yeah, I mean, at worst, in 1A, you can just go back for some of the faster ones, depending on which berry you actually didn't go for. But maybe just did get the winged berry out of habit, or just a general berry out of ARP muscle memory. I know that at least Mikshul has just been playing ARP the couple past weeks at least.
Yeah, so I think the main thing we're going to be looking out for here is whether either player decides to go for 2B first pass, for the B side and Bino synergy, as well as 2 cassettes and 2B.
Definitely. I would be personally kind of surprised, actually.
Yeah, I think I would rather see berries on this board, but B sides is definitely playable.
Yeah, B-sides is definitely playable. I think that if you're an R player, you probably just go the R route. I'm not entirely sure what GamerShark is doing now, though, if they're doing the same thing. Going back for the cassette immediately. Mikshul also going for it. The question is if Mikshul will cut
I
out
don't
of
know
it.
if I like going back for city cassette here. I feel you should go and get side cassette first. Just that way you don't lose progress to going back for the cassette.
I mean, it makes sense if you go 2B first pass, I think. I mean, also, does it? No, it doesn't. It only makes sense if you don't,
if you go
right?
2A first pass.
Yeah, it makes sense
if
if
you
you
go
go 2B
first pass,
yeah.
you quit out of the cassette and go back for 1A cassette.
Yeah, you're right.
Because if you
But
go 2A
Mikshul
first
going
pass,
2B.
it does technically allow you to get 2 cassettes sooner than you otherwise could. Anyway, Mikshul does go 2B.
Yeah, means that he will lose the 2 cassettes, though, because he didn't go back for the 2 cassettes. But
Shark
also that means a lot of
picks up the
progress.
Bino, which might suggest a 2B play from Shark as well.
But yeah, here we see the 2 cassettes tick off.
Does in fact turn pink.
But yeah, Mikshul has a really big lead into 2B.
It's like a solid 30-35 second lead, I think.
Yeah. But GamerShark cannot know that, because honestly, if you go to B, you probably should be also getting 2 cassettes. So might have a very surprised look on his face when seeing the 2B tick off from Mikshul. But GamerShark looking really practiced in 2B here so far.
Yeah, no, this is a clean 2B. I probably shouldn't say this in combination lock 1, because a lot of things can go wrong in this room, but it is very clean so far.
Yeah, might just... like, the lead is like 20 seconds or more now, which is definitely less than it was going into 2B. But, like, Mikshul has to make mistakes here for GamerShark to catch up, but GamerShark is doing his best here to at least do that. Ooh. Yeah, that, the coins...
Did you notice if Shark picked up the seeded berry before quitting out into 2B? I know Mikshul did.
No. I'm pretty sure...
Shark didn't. Okay.
Didn't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Shark didn't.
That would make sense if you're going back for the cassette as a trade, but... And old side B side does go orange.
Yep. Even if the 2 coin... Honestly, yeah, the 2 coin skip deaths definitely mattered a little. I'm not sure if it fully mattered, because I don't think it's actually that big of a time loss, especially
And presumably Mikshul does 4A start barriers now. for the 2-seeded and 4-star ARB.
Very likely, and that puts Mikshul in a very good position here.
Now, as Shark, you see the old site B-side tick and know that Mikshul is ahead, so do you decide to skip 4-star ARB to gain back the progress lead here? You go back for the seeded berry. I don't think I like this.
I think that was just
No,
a menu.
No,
yeah, okay.
That was just a miss menu. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, question is, what do you do here, Shark, actually? Maybe the very unconventional play of 4B first pass?
Honestly, I don't hate 4B first pass.
I think also it's playable here. It's the binos, there's 4B on the board, there's complete 3 A sides and 3 B sides. As long as you unlock Shrine, I think it's playable, at least.
It is definitely playable.
And probably the best way to come back from this position, because I don't know what you're gonna do if you're just following Mikshul on the same objectives.
It would need some delays though, and I don't know how confident these players are with delaying stuff.
Okay, now we see no cassette here, just unlocking Shrine on Shark's side.
Does this mean Shark now has the progress lead?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
But I think Mikshul can afford losing the progress lead here by getting this fast objective. I mean, the next objectives are the 5A ones? I guess?
Believe so, yes.
Also, okay, nice backup. And still getting sleep up. But maybe going into Farewell early is also the play here.
Oh, I haven't considered Farewell. We have 3 keys power source, we have 10 binos, 5 keys. Anything else? Or
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. But honestly, I could see that.
But what even is past temple here on the spot? I think it's actually not little, but also maybe. Oh wait,
we have
there's
0 meters ARB, 1,500 meters ARB, 35 berries, 7A, and 7B, as well as Grabless Lake.
Yeah, probably.
Blue Heart. There are quite a few quick objectives in late game with 0 meters ARB, Grabless Lake, and Reflection Blue Heart.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if what is better here to go first. Probably Summit, honestly, but compare between Summit and Reflection, I mean.
Probably Summit, yeah, just because it works towards more later, even if it is only 1 objective compared to 2.
Yeah, I mean, it gives Bino progress, 5 and 5 progress, just for later as well. So I think I like seeing Summit first. But
chat seems to be talking about something that happened on Shark's side, but I don't know what it was. I must have missed it.
I also missed it. I was reading the board. Unlucky. But also, oh, okay, yeah, Shark not damming into the bubble, which makes the upright and right dash actually not save time. Fun fact. But also sadly dying to it, but at least getting to it again, getting through it here, and being the first into temple.
A small lead, but it is definitely a lead. Now the question is, will Shark go for 1-up in 5A, or will they skip it to ensure they keep the progress lead into whatever they decide to do later?
I personally would probably skip it, but I'm not entirely sure about it.
I think I would skip it with the information I have from watching these players play the game, although I'm not sure if Shark has the information to want to skip it.
Yeah, but going here for the 1-up in 5A, which still works pretty well because it's berries, and berries are good.
Mikshul goes back into 4A.
Oh, for start? ARP? I don't know if I like going back for start ARP late.
I don't think I like this unless this is a play for the cassette as well. And even then, I don't think I like it right yet.
Maybe this is... I think I understand why Mikshul is doing it, because you have not seen anything else, or maybe you think that Shark is in 3A, but like, why would you be in 3A?
If Shark is in 3A, this play makes sense. I just don't see any reason why Shark would want to play 3A fast pass on this board.
But yeah, that was a very clean 1-up from Shark's side, by the way.
Very clean 1-up, yeah. What even is there in 3A? I guess there's 5 berries Pico, and then there's 5 keys, as well as it's a chapter for berries for 10 and 5 and 5 and 5.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, Mikshul knowing that he has to delay this. I like this a lot. Delay, at least, like, when you get this, at least to delay it. Ooh, but I don't like playing 5A.
Yeah, I don't like 5A here either. I guess it gives you Seeker Stuns and the Unraveling Berry. I
mean, yeah, the Unraveling Berry. And also it gives...
You would lose out on late game, and I think late game is honestly more valuable here.
I don't know if you would actually lose it out, because Shark is very far ahead in 5A.
I don't think Shark knew that at the time, though, as all berries in Starter 4 hadn't yet been ticked.
True.
Yeah, the other option is that Shark is just a better player in 5A than in 5B due to ARB experience.
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what Shark's ARB experience is. I just know that Mikshul played a lot of ARB. But
I don't know what Shark's ARB experience is either.
Also playing 5A here. I mean, I guess for Mikshul it makes sense.
I think that makes sense if you assume Shark is in 5B. Which, honestly, I would do in Mikshul's position, but I'm just not sure if I would also play 5A.
I probably would still play 5B. Like,
I would still play 5B here as well.
Yeah, even though Unraveling Berry was on the board, like, you lose quite a bit of progress playing 5A here. And also, I think Mikshul there pausing a bit to see that that all berries and Unraveling was ticked off, but now you kind of just have to commit to 5A.
Yeah. It's rather unfortunate as Mikshul, but you did have the objective lead going into 5A, so I don't think it's the end of the world.
But what I would personally love to see, maybe now that Mikshul knows that he has no progress lead, go back into 3A to win 5 and 5.
Yeah, no, I like that. I would like to see hard committing 15 stuns first, though, to try and snipe that from Shark.
Oh, true. Oh, yes, that is what Mikshul is doing.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, and Mikshul and Shark is doing it here. Oh, Mikshul died, and this might be this might be difference maker here.
Shark does not immediately tick it.
Shark delays it. Wait a second.
Oh, and it turns orange.
Oh, it turns orange. Oh my goodness.
Theme search demo from Shark. You'd love to see it. I'm assuming this is a five keys play from Shark here in 5A.
Yeah, But also, yeah, it's only 2 keys. Wait, yeah, Shark doesn't have the depth key, right?
Shark did not pick up Depth's key, no. And then Mikshul goes back into Depths, presumably to play 5B. I don't know if I like this. I think at this point you've committed to 5A.
I mean, it's still a B-side, I guess. And
It is a B-side for 3 A-sides, 3 B-sides, as well as giving you 2 binos. One in the 5A cassette room and one in 5B.
I wouldn't say it's completely terrible.
It's definitely not a bad play. I just think there's better plays right now as Mikshul.
Yeah. Oh, is this a play of going back into 3A first? Or
3A
why
for
did you put
keys
out?
would be nice here as Mikshul, I think. To try and snipe 5 keys from Shark.
4B?
Presumably this is 4B. Yeah, I don't know what else you'd be doing here. And if your plan was to play 4B, I don't quite know why you wouldn't have picked up the cassette last time you were here. I guess this is fine.
But is it fine to, like,
I
not
don't want
play
to see
for
all of 4B
progress?
played right now.
Or is it just because like a Shark maybe thinks that Mikshul is not playing for progress after the all berries instead of for A tick? But I don't know if you can make that a guess if you get locked out of
Mikshul
Stud
here, do you
Secrets.
pick up the keys in 5B?
That's a very good question, actually. But
Okay, Mikshul decides not to pick up the keys, although they are still there if they want to come back for them later.
okay, we do see the 4B play now. I forgot how many binos Shark currently has.
4B has 4 binos.
Yeah,
Plus there's one in the cassette room. I'm not sure if there was a cassette room bino or not, though. I was not looking at Shark's screen.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Shark has the cassette room bino or, like, at least has the 3 from 2A and 2B. I know that much, but I don't know the other the bino progress otherwise. But Mikshul is pretty far.
I think either way, if you pick up the 4 binos from 4B and the 2 in 4A, that brings you to 9, and then it shouldn't be too hard to get one more bino from there.
Yeah, I mean, you probably still need to... you probably just play... If you care about the bino, you probably just play 1B.
Okay, so Shark has 5 binos. That probably does mean that they picked up the, set room bino.
Oh, yeah.
Either that or they picked up the one in Shrine or Cliff Face when I wasn't watching.
The cassette one, according to chat.
Yeah, okay.
Which definitely makes sense.
Mikshul now also has the progress lead. I don't think Mikshul knows he has the progress lead yet, but he does.
Okay, but we will see 7A.
Mikshul goes Summit.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
I would be surprised if they don't get 0 meter barriers now. I don't quite know what they're going to try and do after 0-meter barriers. Will they play binos in 7A, or will they go for 6A? Or will they go back for some anti-progress? And presumably, as Shark, you see the 0 meters tick and you delay 4B.
You 100% have to at this point. The question is, what do you do after that? You probably want to
I would like to see a 5 in 5.
Oh, 5 and 5. Yeah, that makes... I don't think you can contest that. I mean, it depends.
It depends whether Mikshul decides to go for it immediately. I do think that shouldn't be on the board for much longer, though. One of the players should go for it soon.
Yeah, I mean, if Shark finishes out 4B and it's not ticked yet, I would probably go for it.
Yeah. I mean, after picking up the 2 binos, presumably. Because 10 binos, it can be contested quite easily by Mikshul right now.
True, that is probably more important.
And Mikshul does seem to be contesting binos. As well as doing some setup for 35 Barry 7A by the look of it. Anyway, Shark does decide to delay 4B.
Yep.
Which is the correct play in my opinion. And does go back for binos.
Yep, just exactly what you said that Shark should do. He does perfect here, I would say. The question is now after.
And Shark does tick 10 binos, which I think is also correct.
Also,
because Mikshul can definitely contest that in Summit or Farewell.
Yep. Also, it's impossible to get up there in cliff face without breaking the block. I feel you, Shark, there.
It is a 4-pixel wide window for the up dash, but it feels like it's 1.
The problem is if like normally you can corner correct around stuff to wallboards, but here you just break the block. So you have to really pay close attention there. But yeah, going into Farewell for 3 keys and Power Source and 5 keys, I don't think I hate it personally.
I don't hate the play. I feel there's plays that are more urgent than this, but I don't hate this. Like if you think berries are a lost cause, this makes sense.
Yeah. The one thing though is you did see that you don't see a berry stick yet, so I would love a crit out at Power Source. Clean up berries first, I think.
Yeah, no, a quit out at Power Source to clean up berries would be nice. Yeah, I think I would have rather have seen 3A for keys along with berries in 3A. And then possibly 5 berries Pico.
But yeah, the Crabless leg tick was pretty much immediate, and now...
So 4B has been ticked. I don't know when it was ticked, but it is ticked now.
It was ticked... like a couple seconds ago. Like half a minute ago.
I feel you can delay it for longer than that, but I can understand ticking it if you're scared.
Technically, that was 3 minutes after the 0 meters tick. So, it honestly, it makes sense. You probably could have delayed it for like 10 more seconds at least, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess Mikshul did go for binos and get locked out in the meantime, so yeah, there hadn't been a tick in a while.
Yeah, I still would love to see Shark go back for berries, because I very much assume that that is what Mikshul is doing now, because that's basically the best option you can do.
Yeah, presumably. Unless this is a hearts play.
Wait, for what do you need
Any
hearts
reason to
here?
get... There are no hearts here. I am... For some reason I thought there was a core objective on the board. There is no core on the board. Just hallucinated a core objective.
Yeah, I love seeing core, but not today, or at least not this match. Maybe in the second one. Who knows? Oh,
Shark
missing the
unfortunately
elevator.
dies to... Yeah.
I think the problem here is that Chuck is committing too hard to this non-progress things here. I think like either 4B or Farewell would have been fine, but I think both is a bit too much.
I would have liked to have seen some progress and or berries thrown in here.
Oh my goodness. The double dash crystal. I honestly forgot what the casual solution is.
Yeah, it is somewhat easy to forget about that double dash crystal if you haven't used it in ages.
Okay, wait. Why did GamerShark go to the double dash crystal? You already had that open. Oh!
So it's
oh!
Yeah, well, we're skipping the jellyvators. We're doing the casual.
I have never seen that before.
Believe it or not, the jellyvators are not the casual strat.
I forgot about this, actually.
Oh, and we're doing the jellyvators anyway.
Okay, and getting it. Nice. Good job.
Nice.
Yep, and Mikshul, in the meantime, grabbing berries in 5A for, I assume, 20 berries and 5 and 5, and technically 10 and 5 as well.
I think this is a 5 in 5 play right now that can be turned into 20 berries later. Based on the fact they went to 1A first. But I guess it makes sense to finish with 5A to some extent, because that way you can save time menuing if you don't think it's contested.
Yeah, you can basically...
And there go the keys ticks.
Yep. Now, let's see what GamerShark is doing now. The problem is that...
I would like to see Dashless Chasm, or alternatively Progress.
Yeah. Which does kind of suck for... Everything kind of sucks for GamerShark. Oh, it doesn't have berries in 2A, right. So
I don't think I like 2A here. I think it's a bit late to contest berries now.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to contest berries, you should have done that before Farewell rather than after. Or even before 4B. I would have liked to have seen the berries before 4B and Farewell.
Yeah.
Because, like, taking berries will reduce some sort of, it would reduce some of the incentive to go for the 0 meters berries and 35 berries 7A. If those are gone, Mikshul gets less out of late game.
Yeah, I don't really, but to be fair, I think GamerShark's position here is pretty hard. I don't know exactly what you do here to come back for this.
Yeah, this is not a great position. And GamerShark quits out after 5 berries without unlocking intervention. Which is not a great position if you then want to go for 10 berries later, but it's fine for now, I think.
I guess the big problem
I would have liked to have seen 2A as the last chapter, though.
I'm not entirely sure about that, actually, because 3A also works for unlocking mess for Pico. But we still have not seen a 5 and 5 take. Doesn't Mikshul have 5 and 5 by now?
I think Mikshul does have 5 and 5.
Or maybe only has...
Mikshul definitely has 1A, 2A, 4A, and 5A. And 4 berries in 7A. And I believe picked up a 5th in 7A, so yeah, that is 5 and 5. Sorry, 1A, 3A, 4A, 5A. I don't think I saw a 2A from Mikshul.
Oh, only 4 berries.
Mikshul only has 4.
Wait a second.
Mikshul is...
This might be good for Shark.
Yep,
It's it turns pink. Oh my goodness. Yeah, because Shark committed berries here at start, and Mikshul just went for it on the way. Yep. Seeing the takeoff, standing still there for a brief second, and thinking now what to do.
But yeah, Mikshul had 5 berries in 1A, in 4A, in 5A, and in 7A, and had 4 in 3A. And it turns pink. Wow.
Did Mikshul actually have 5 and 2? I know
Mikshul did not have 5 and 2, no, only Shark had 5 and 2.
Oh, okay.
At least I don't think Mikshul had 5 and 2.
Yeah, I know Mikshul got the seeded, but I don't think enough berries to make it 5 and 2.
Because, yeah, Mikshul played 2B first pass and hasn't gone back to 2A since.
But yeah, this is... We said this is a rough position for GamerShark here, but this might not look that bad anymore.
Yeah, no, this position has suddenly become significantly better, I feel. I still think Mikshul is probably in a better position, but this is definitely still winnable.
Yep. Going back into 1A for berries. Is this now a 10 and 5 play? Or what exactly is this?
I would guess this is a 10 and 5 play, yeah. I'm not sure if I like this with 5 berries and Pico still on the board, but...
Oh, yep, and Shark is gonna snag 5 berries and Pico.
I guess it makes sense as Mikshul seeing that you just barely got locked out of 5 and 5. Trying to out-exec Shark to 10 and 5. Which would be a very costly lockout if Shark was going for 10 and 5, but he's not. He's going for Pico.
Yep. And that is 10. Also, I do want to mention that you can skip the berry counter counting up in the chapter complete and the chapter select thingy screen, because I don't think I've seen that both players do, and it's quite a bit of time save for bingo where RTA matters. It's, by the way, enter on keyboard or the start, pause, or whatever, the default pause on controller. It doesn't work if you bind it to another pause button. Also for bingo, for bingo UI, there's an option to also have it on confirm.
I used to have mine on confirm and use that, but I accidentally spammed it too much and re-entered the chapter a few too many times. So I decided to just use enter.
Is this complete 3A, 3B sides plus the 10 berries in 2A play? Oh, wait, you're not beating this? Wait, do you have 3A sides?
Mikshul has only played 2B so far, and... No, Mikshul played 5B. Mikshul has played 2B and 5B, but no third B side.
And also no third A side, right?
And also no third A side, yeah. And Shark has played 2B and 4B, but then played 5A.
Yeah, you probably should have continued 2A for 3A, 3B sides, just in case.
Maybe.
But also, I don't dislike just committing for 20 berries in 5A, which
I think committing 20 berries in 5A plus 10 and 5 is fine.
Yeah, I think that's probably more important than the aside. Also, missing the block because of doing the multi-boost too early, I think? I didn't really catch it.
I don't really know how multi-boost works, I just do the overhang.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it was too early and too low. Okay, but this time it barely worked and gets Dashless Chasm.
No Chasm 6 RTM, you'll love to see it. Okay, I think it's time we start talking about win cons now. Shark needs 3 more objectives, but where are they going to get them from?
Also, shouldn't Mikshul finish up 20 berries at 5A?
Yeah, I would say Mikshul should finish up 20 berries in 5A about now.
Maybe thinking too hard about 10 and 5 after the 5 and 5 tick. But I feel like 20 berries in 5A is slightly more relevant, as that also works towards 10 and 5, and you probably know that Shark will also go for berries in 5A.
Yeah.
Like, where else are the 5
I would say 20 berries in a 5A is more relevant than 10 and 5 right now as well. It's like 30 fewer berries.
Yeah, but, like, you have to think, where even did Shark get the 5 berries? Like, it kind of had to be 1, 8, 2, 8, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the farewell play, with the 4B play, like, I don't think...
No, clearly Shark got 4 hearts and played core for 5 berries.
I mean, it could have also been something.
I knew there was a core objective on the board.
But yeah, I don't.
Yeah, in all seriousness, yeah, I think it has to be 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, or 1A, 2A, 4A, 5A, 7A, both of which include 5A.
Yeah, the thing is that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives past what's it called? Past Temple, which Mikshul has an advantage to. But Mikshul actually has to get 1 objective before that. So 10 and 5, or wait, Mikshul actually does win if Mikshul gets 10 and 5, right? Mikshul just needs 1 more objective.
35 berries in 7A and the Summit B side don't exactly synergize the best.
Yeah,
so
that is true.
Like one of those two.
That's very much true.
Especially with like how hard Mikshul does seem to be committing 35 in 7A. It's not unreasonable for Shark to finish out Rescue and snipe 7B if he has to. But I don't know.
The big problem that I do see is, or to be fair, I don't think it's a problem, but I already see this is gonna end up in a Summit B-side race.
Yeah, I think if 10 berries and 5 goes Mikshul's way, then Shark needs to contest late game. And the only late game that Shark can really contest is Grabless Hollows, which Mikshul is advantaged to, or 7B, which Mikshul is advantaged to. And I think Shark realizes this and goes into Rescue to unlock late game.
Yeah, not even going for 20 berries himself here, but just also insta-ticking 1500 meter berries. I do wish to see a 2K unlock though. Okay, thank you. And also ticking 10 and 5 as well, which I think Mikshul has? I'm not entirely sure, surely.
That would make sense, yeah. Was that a delay?
There was a delay because Mikshul wasn't sure. I think Mikshul had it for like a minute already.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens.
So, Mikshul now does have a win con off of Summit B-side, 35 berries in 7A, and Grabless Hollows if they realize it.
Yeah. And also, Mikshul going back into 5A, but Shark with the Rescue Berry gets 20 berries in 5A. So, yeah. you can't... Mikshul, man. You see the
Mikshul goes into Reflection for Grabless Hollows.
I think this makes the most sense.
I would say this makes the most sense as well. This is the easiest for Shark to snipe. Although if you think Shark's already here, it could make sense not going for it. And instead going for 35 berries in 7A. I think I would have rather have seen Grabless Hollows, but I don't know if I don't think the players have enough information to know that for certain.
I mean, as Mikshul,
based on 20 berries 7A just 20 berries 5A just being ticked, you can safely assume that wasn't delayed.
Yeah, I mean, as Mikshul,
Which means Shark is, or at least was, in 5A.
yeah. As Mikshul, you kind of actually, if you look at the ticks, I mean that is pretty advanced. But if you look at the ticks and when they happened and what Shark is doing, you kind of have to realize that Shark never entered late game so far.
Mm.
It's pretty hard if you're not used to lockout games, but from the ticks here, like GamerShark could never have entered anything late game. So continuing into Summit is not the right play here.
Yeah. Anyway, Shark does go into Reflection in an attempt to snipe Grappler's Hollows. If Mikshul reads this play and quits out at 2,500 meters, this could still go their way.
This might. I'm pretty sure Lake takes is shorter than what Mikshul has to do here in 2K so far.
It's shorter, yes, but I don't quite know whether either of them know how Grappler's Hollows works. And it can be a bit of a knowledge check to some extent.
That is very much true.
Well, I believe both of these players have played some amount of Blackout, so probably know how the objective works if it's in Blackout, which I cannot say with 100% certainty.
And now Shark here in Hollows. But yeah, I mean we will probably see, but if Shark is getting through
Shark
this,
gets through this
okay,
too quickly, Shark.
Okay, Shark knows what to do.
Yeah.
Yep. And honestly, you kind of either need to contest Grappler's Hollows or 3A, 3B sides, which is also a nice downright into Warpots.
Yeah, after Mikshul has completed 35 Barry 7A, I feel you would have to go for 3A sides, 3B sides here.
Yeah, which kind of is rough actually. I mean, you
yeah,
have
that is rough.
Yeah, I don't think you have the 1A cassette, and Shark has the 1A cassette. But Shark also has to play an A side, right?
I believe they both need to play an A side.
True, which is also why playing Intervention until Awake, the like 20 seconds that were remaining, probably would have been a good play to see. Exactly.
Shark
for this
decides
situation.
to go for a bottom route here for the easier Grappler's room.
Wait. Oh, yeah, right. No way. Yeah, Shark has 3 A sides.
Mikshul did skip a few barriers back in 1,000 meters, if that's what you're talking about. I think it was 1,000 meters.
Yeah. No, I mean, Shark has 3 A sides. Just Mikshul doesn't have 3 A sides. I was not paying
Shark has
close
3
enough
A sides? Oh yeah, Shark finished 5A.
Yeah.
And Grappler's Hollows turns pink. Now as Shark, you have a choice. Do you try and snipe 7B, or do you go for 3A sides, 3B sides, not knowing how much progress Mikshul has towards it, really?
Very good question, but yeah, Shark goes
doing the same 1B,
thing.
and I think this is just GG now.
Yep, this is pretty much GG.
Assuming Mikshul doesn't turn into, I don't know...
7B, let's go.
7B, okay. At least we get to see some 7B content, even if it's not a race.
Yeah, this is basically prime like example match. Like now we can talk about the like whole match, but this is basically a prime example match of yeah, you have a progress lead, but you still need to like counter the anti-progress. As you can see, like Shark needed pretty much everything that pretty much everything like pre-reflection and summit, and just got it. I mean, most things.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to have seen Mikshul commit 20 barriers in 5A and 5 barriers in 5 chapters a bit more than he did, and perhaps not commit 10 barriers in 5 chapters quite so hard.
Yeah, or at least don't continue in Summit, because like I said earlier in the match, you kind of have to like you kind of know that Shark does not have a lot of Summit progress if you look at the timing of the ticks, because there was no real time to get like any progress in Summit.
Hmm.
I mean, the only thing is the no, wait, no. Okay, I was like, maybe you think that 4B was played first pass, but no, the 5A ticks mean that cannot be the case, right?
Yeah. And GamerShark ticks all berries. No, not all berries. What's the objective? 3A sides, 3B sides.
Yep.
And
GG.
wins the game. GG.
Definitely was a game. Definitely saw some content. Some good comebacks.
Hey, and now the players pick/ban whatever's going to be played next.
Oh, Shark just forgot to tick Seeker stunts, apparently. According
That's
to Bingo
unfortunate, but at least it didn't end up mattering.
Yeah. Very much GG to both players, but I'm excited for whatever variant is gonna get played here. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm looking at the variants that are gonna be played, but oh my goodness. There's definitely things there. Okay.
It seems our 3 categories are common, containing row control, 4x4 bingo and invasion. Assist, containing mirror mode bingo, held dash bingo and hiccups bingo, which could be interesting. And drafting bingo, which has draft lockout, 25 objective draft, and strike go, which has just been banned. So we're having common or assist, of which Shark picks assist.
Oh,
our
picking assist?
Our three possible variants are mirror mode bingo, held dash bingo, or bingo with hiccups.
What even is the held dash variant?
Held dash variant is you can hold down the dash button to extend your dash as far as you want it to go.
That's so funny.
It is quite a comedic variant, especially when paired with things like super dash.
Yeah, and for those who don't know what hiccups is, you're just like Melon just gets hiccups and just randomly like jumps or whatever. Like I don't know, like hiccups her movement. Like even in the bubble, you just get like forced out of a bubble for a bit and has like a little bit of upwards momentum. Okay.
And it seems we are in fact playing hiccups.
Yeah, so we are playing hiccups. There is a room at 5A that is basically near impossible to do. So I don't know what they're gonna do if it leads up into temple. like not the last one, the very long room in depths, like right before the heart. Like that is not possible really with hiccups. Like I mean, I think it's technically possible.
Because you don't say hiccups as hiccups. I don't quite know what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I'm pretty sure that
mainly
that's
because
is
I'm
technically
British.
possible.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I am aware of hiccups being spelled CU as hiccoughs, but like I'm pretty sure you don't pronounce it as that. And yeah, as Pocket says, it's not really used anymore. I see hiccups spelled as hiccups more than hiccoughs. Okay, that spelling of donuts is still a spelling I see around. Like, I see that significantly more than hiccoughs.
Yeah, I don't know if like I'm pretty sure some rooms are previously content. Honestly, I don't know what I'm trying to say here because there are some content rooms that are I don't know how the players are gonna do it if the bird contains an objective that, for example, goes like to 5A hard or anything beyond 5A, because like we will not see that. Or I mean 5B is also pretty bad, I think.
I don't know. I haven't really played hiccups. Although, like, what little I know about them is that they are random.
Yeah, it's random.
There's not a set pattern to the hiccups.
Yes. So hiccups enable every 1.2 or 1.8 seconds. So there is a time frame where you can expect a hiccup, but it's like it's pretty often. It's not that you actually can predict when a hiccup can happens actually.
Were you saying that the second half of 5A is impossible due to the bubble that goes up at the end of depths? Or
yeah, I mean I'm pretty sure it's technically possible, but like good luck getting that. I'm oh, we see blue and red temple. It's so over actually. I mean, it's not ruled on the stream. Okay, there. It's bottom right. It's blue and red temple.
that doesn't require playing the vertical bubble room in
no, not the
at the end of depths.
Oh, I don't even mean the vertical one. The vertical also, but the horizontal one is also really bad because it's also really long bubble that you cancel out. That gets cancelled.
Yeah, there is a long one in the horizontal room. That could be nasty.
I'm pretty sure that
12, and one annoying bubble room is on the board.
It's close to impossible for humans. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, there we see a hiccup on Shark's side. You see that sometimes they get a second jump or something random in the air. You see those sweat particles. They do happen normally when climb jumping as well, but also on hiccups. So if you see them, like for example, right now on the polar bridge, there is no wall you can grab, so you know that it is a hiccup.
Search Arb is on the board.
I think that's impossible. I've got to be honest. I think that's impossible.
I don't see any way of doing the vertical bubble room. I mean, I can quickly open Celeste and check, but I think that's probably a better job for someone who's not trying to commentate the bingo game at the same time.
Yes, same players. This is basically the bingo.
We might need to restart the game if people think that the two temple objectives are impossible and generate a board without them. But at least make the players aware that those two are impossible and only go to faster 12.
Maybe? I'm not sure. I mean, flying is here. Flying can decide what to do. but also it's content.
It's fine, according to Reed.
I mean, at some
Which
point
I
someone
don't
will call
trust.
GG. Surely. But yeah,
I believe 5B should be possible.
5B should be
I can't
possible.
think of any room that's blatantly impossible in 5B, as long as you know all of the skips, because I can't see it being easily possible without Bob's drop and the reverse super off the button or equivalent.
Yeah. And also we see some hiccups already messing up the players.
Yeah! Shark dropped a 1-up to hiccuping off a block a minute ago, which was unfortunate.
Yeah, also we see Mikshul just hicking up sometimes as well, like canceling a dash immediately after dashing, for example. Yeah, GamerShark just floated there over the crumble block because of the hiccup. And the hiccup canceling the the wave dash momentum as well. My goodness, these hiccups. Also, I have not looked at the board besides the.
Yeah, this is going to be a game. I also haven't looked at the board. What do we have on the board? I haven't even revealed the board. We have 100 berries.
We have 2 seeded. We have 50 berries in 4A. 2B.
1-up in 2 chapters could be interesting with hiccups.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. I'm gonna be honest.
Shark did manage to get to 4 berries a minute ago. But thankfully, there's some relatively okay objectives, like Forsaken City Blue Heart. And I imagine a Wake Berry will be fairly okay.
Okay, but wait, how do team blocks work with hiccups? I did not pay attention. Do they work? Do the hiccups happen in the dream block, or?
I'd imagine any hiccup that just happens in the dream block has no effect. Although I might be wrong.
Maybe. I think there were already dream blocks that were a second long. Oh, the hiccup over the coin on Mikshul's side. This room is so scary with hiccups, actually.
Yeah, I would imagine this room is very scary with hiccups. One of the more precise rooms in 2A.
Oh, let's go. Oh, Shark going for a 1-up again. No.
Next the first berry and goes to get the Bino. Like, I imagine with this variant you just want to get objectives. You can start worrying about yeah.
It's so good just seeing the momentum getting cancelled out of like the dream block or like wanting to do wave dash, and then just you get hiccup and it just is happening the wave dash.
I need to play this variant at some point. This seems amazing.
I mean, so far we are in the not bad part yet.
Yeah,
it gets pretty bad later on.
Celeste, except instead of depression, Madeline suffers from terminal hiccups and is determined to climb the mountain despite it. Thank you, Reed.
Oh, all berries in a wake! We get the first objective. Oh, wait, that worked with the hiccup? Oh my goodness, I'm actually surprised that worked with the hiccup. And trying to take the objective, and Madeline just hiccups like 3 times there. It's so good. Okay, yeah. I probably would skip 3A here and play 4A, right?
I think
I
I would
completely.
play 3A so that way I get to skip 5A later, but
Oh, you're so right, actually.
I've
It
even
might.
looked at the board. I just don't want to play whatever 5A is because red bubbles. Well,
Wait,
imagine 5B is fine if you can get past that one room with the red bubbles and the cycles.
did Shark just get hiccuped in a tree block and moved up like a pixel, and that's why he died?
I don't know. I was looking at Mikshul's screen, but
Oh,
maybe.
yes, that happened. Oh my goodness, I just saw it again.
Hiccups do affect dream blocks.
This is amazing, actually. Oh, the dash over the bubble because of the hiccup. I just can't. This is amazing to watch.
I have not even read the entire board yet, and one of the players is already in 4A. I have spent too long laughing at hiccups. Okay, we have jump on 10 snowballs. That's an objective that I imagine is very doable with hiccups. We also have 2 seeded. I'm expecting Mikshul to go for at least one of those objectives.
Yep, we see. Oh, getting owned by the hiccup here on the diagonal.
Shark also decides to go for Awake Berry, despite the fact it's already ticked.
Is there winged berries on the board? Yeah, 9 winged. I guess I would probably just. I probably would just not go for it first pass.
This was very early for 9 winged.
Yeah.
Anyway, 2 seeded does go orange, which is to be expected.
And do we see? Yep.
And Shark also skips 3A, so we're going to see a double 5A later.
Ah, yes, 5A. Oh, going back, quitting out of the chapter for something. City Blue Heart. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, like I think at this point you just want to get objectives. All of your like normal strategies and stuff are just going to be completely messed up due to hiccups, so you just want to just get some objectives. I'm not sure if the players quite know that 5A is going to completely destroy them yet.
I mean, we will see. We will see. It will be funnier if we see them attempting it and then failing for 5 minutes.
I would like to see at least one of them complete 5B this game, though.
True. That gets access to late game. I don't know if there's something in late game because I have not read the board as well.
There is 1,500 meter berries.
Oh, and yeah, and
1,500 meter gems. All berries in 2,500.
Yeah, and 9 winged, of course.
And 9 winged and progress towards 8 binos. There's a fair bit in Summit. Reflection seems empty.
Yeah. I mean, surely they know the fast threat in for Bay 3, right?
Right.
We're in 2024. We're not in 2021 or whenever the set was found. There are some sensible setups for it now. Flying has the best like strat in chat, just going Pico to avoid hiccups. It's true. Like hiccups don't work in Pico.
3A is amazing. You should play 3A more. You get to avoid the hiccups, and you get to avoid 5A. What more could you want?
Wait, can you do this? Slowhand? You're just gonna pick up. You cannot do it without fast on. Oh my god!
I mean, yeah, they got it. Nice.
With enough luck,
Lucky
you can.
hiccups.
Oh my god. Okay. Just barely. Just barely. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. In order to get past that one bubble room in 5A, you essentially have to do that, but at the end of an already difficult room, and get even more lucky. I think.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure the bubble always cancels. You just have to like jump in between the little like openings where the door would like close, if you know what I mean. There are the doors, and you can jump in between those, but it's really precise, especially with hiccups. Okay, yeah. Good luck trying to do C-pop with hiccups.
I mean, hiccups could make it easier if you get lucky, or they could make it harder if you get unlucky.
Okay, just going back and collecting the berry. Also, Shark was so far behind on progress, but now is like even.
Yeah, Mikshul going back for Forsaken City Blue Heart and getting screwed over by hiccups definitely helped Shark catch up.
Oh no! Okay, trying C-pop again, getting owned on the turnaround by the hiccup. Okay, surely one of them will get through this. Oh no! Okay, Mikshul gets to it. Yeah, and now Shark as well.
Shark rides the block and gets it. Shark's still going for the wind.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this that early.
Yeah, I don't think I like this either. Line Wing isn't until Summit, so... Oh, and... by hiccup. I don't think Chad Ultra is the best strat with hiccups, to be honest. I think riding the block is significantly better than Chad Ultra.
No. Okay. Hear me out. You get a small height boost by the hiccup.
You also lose all of your speed.
Okay, but what if you then get another height boost after the dash? I don't think it's that bad. I genuinely think it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, it's probably doable. I just don't see it being easier than riding the block.
It probably isn't, but it would be funnier.
It's very funny, yes. I would have liked to have seen a Chad Ultra with hiccups.
Okay, but what about a second block list with hiccups?
Surely! Surely we get a second block list with hiccups, right?
No. We'll see block ultra. I hope. Wait, can they even do block ultra properly with hiccups? Oh no!
I think if you get lucky, yeah.
Oh no! Just getting hiccuped off the block. Oh no! Okay. Well, Mikshul was trying it again.
Once again, they're both in the same room.
Oh, Mikshul getting through it. Let's go.
Nice. Shark opting to ride the block by the look of it. Which I can respect, given the circumstances.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, nearly fell off the block there.
I guess there's also a race for 10 snowballs. Both players are entering cliff face.
Yeah, but Shark has a small lead here. But Mikshul does get
15 berries and 4A goes orange, apparently. I was not realizing Mikshul got that many berries. But...
yeah, Mikshul got a lot on the way. Wait, that was really sick, actually. Like,
yeah, that was a nice save using a hiccup. Whether or not it was intentional or not.
Oh, the hiccup! Wait, this block might be hard. Because you just get hiccup to the left.
It, and it's ahead to snowballs.
Okay.
A Shark does not go for snowball stuns.
Okay, Mikshul just has to realize to go to the right side of the block itself, the normal left
this is
side.
The board with, yeah, this is the board with snowballs. I'm not going completely insane like I was last time with Core.
Question is, does O? Yep. Now Mikshul realizes. Let's go. But Mikshul is going for snowball stunts here. Apparently. At least some on the way, I assume? No? I don't know.
Mikshul is now in the last room with snowballs. Hopefully realizes that the snowball stuns. Sorry, snowball. Was it snowball jumps are on the board?
Yeah, I mean, snowball stance is really slow, to be fair.
It is slow, but it's probably less slow than whatever 5A is going to have.
I mean, you're not wrong on that. But yeah, we will see Mikshul. They're getting jump on 10 snowballs. Oh, the bubble just getting vaporized by the hiccup.
And Mikshul gets the 10 snowball stuns. What are they called snowball stuns anyway? Don't stun the snowball, you just like completely destroy it.
I mean, you kind of destroy it. This is very much true. I just like calling it stun because you also stun Seekers and stun Oshiro. But
yeah, no, it makes sense calling it stuns. I just find it weird because you don't actually stun the snowball. Anyway, the shark enters 5A.
Oh yes, but we
and goes for
berries.
all berries in 5A start.
Oh my, I'm so scared here for Mikshul's side here actually. Also, oh.
Okay, I think the vertical bubble room is fine if that's how bubbles work with hiccups. It's the horizontal one that's going to be scary.
Yeah. Okay, and Mikshul deciding what to do, but going into 5A. Oh, there's also 4 blue hearts. Maybe they think, oh yeah, 5A blue heart is a good one for this. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no. But yeah, we'll see exactly what will happen. Mikshul is also going for all berries instead of 5A. Also, this is pretty clear. Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. I'm cursing it. Right, how do you do this actually?
If you're not grabbing
okay.
onto the block at the time, the hiccup will send you directly upwards, whereas if you're grabbed on, it sends you away from the block.
Yeah, true.
I don't quite know how it works if you're in a climb jump when you hiccup. I don't think I've seen that happen yet.
Oh, Mikshul getting wanting to climb up on top of the spring, but then just getting hiccuped into the spinners.
Yeah, Shark had the same issue, but then eventually got lucky and got it.
Okay, nice. Also, Mikshul also getting lucky and getting it. This is huge, actually.
What is this, RNG in my deterministic video game?
We didn't have enough RNG yet, so we decided to add RNG. This should be a real speed game where we cannot just optimize every single thing. We kind of need to get lucky a bit. Gambling is in the nature of us speedrunners.
Madeline hiccups in a horizontal bubble room in Mirror Temple 10-hour compilation.
Oh my, okay, that was really close there on the third or whatever try it was. Oh no, wait.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh,
okay,
and
okay,
it's fine. The
huge.
bubble is short enough that it's manageable.
Wait, that was so good. The diagonal moving bubble.
Okay, maybe the vertical bubble room will be not great then.
No. Just okay, there's the hiccup. Oh, okay. Just dashing early enough. Oh, this is also scary.
The berries? No, Shark needs this one.
Needs this one. Yep. This is also a bit scary. Okay,
this one seems not great with hiccups.
But definitely doable.
And it does turn pink. It turns pink. And that's Shark's first objective.
Let's go! This is huge, actually.
Up until now, Mikshul has had no idea where Shark has been. Like, for all Mikshul knew, Shark was just getting hiccuped in 2B and just dying.
Oh, this berry. I think
doing
you
a
need
right
to...
dash out of the bubble. I think doing a right
Ooh,
dash
yeah.
out of the first bubble could help, although I don't know. Actually,
Yeah, you
probably
can also
not.
climb. You can also climb jump
I
and
don't
right
think it
dash.
would
I'm pretty
help.
sure that works, and it would help. I'm pretty sure it would.
Oh, yeah, no, I think that does work.
Okay, depth berries. Is depth berries on the board, or is this just a general for berries?
I don't see depth berries. I don't see anything except the 100 berries, so I don't quite know what Shark's doing right now. But...
15 and 2 maybe.
Oh, 15 and 2, yeah.
Oh, grabbing the bottom of that floating block there. Oh my goodness. Wait, Shark has 15 and 2?
Wait, was 15 berries in 4A a lockout?
Maybe then.
It could well have been.
But yeah, that means 15 and 2 is a lockout here, because Mikshul is also pretty close to this, I think.
Anyway, and Shark goes to get the key.
Ah, yes.
Here we go.
Wait, oh, what? I'm trying to maybe abuse the hiccup to get up to the key early. That's definitely a strat.
Yeah, I don't think it will work, but at least not without some sort of setup. Maybe with a transition wall bounce into an up dash and a lucky hiccup.
Oh, the strat! Just waiting for the hiccup, so you know that. So you have the hiccup cooldown. The actual strats from GamerShark's POV. Oh, and then getting out by hiccup on the left dash.
Meanwhile, Mikshul goes and gets it literally first try.
Huge. Okay, but
First try at least. Anyway, we now have a 5A blue heart race featuring red bubbles.
Yeah. Oh, the shark
gets Archie. Anyway, so this here, the room that we were concerned about. This one that both players are in right now.
Yeah, like... I'm pretty sure this is not really possible. Oh, the hiccup over the dash, but we'll let them attempt this for a bit, I think, before intervening. At least I would say we should do that. Also, I want to see.
Is it possible to just get lucky enough that the bubble goes straight through, or do you actually need to use the holes in the floor?
It's not possible, because the last bubble is really long and takes multiple seconds, so you will get a hiccup.
I think I heard someone say in chat that there's a chance that a hiccup doesn't occur when it normally would do. Make them even more unpredictable. Yeah,
okay, Shark realizing the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, both players are now allowed to turn off hiccups for this one specific room.
Okay, so Shark is through this room after turning it off. And wait, can you not just jump and get a hiccup across? Oh yes, that's the strat from GamerShark's POV. We love to see it. Well,
This should be fine, right?
surely this is
This will
possible.
be fine.
Surely. Oh wait, the bubble like went to the left a bit. I think this is possible. Because you have
You
your
have to
dash
get two
there.
hiccups, one to send it to the right and one to send it back to the left or something.
Probably. Or just get really lucky and the hiccup happens really late. Yeah, it sounds like... Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, with an uplift? I think that was possible on Mikshul's. Yeah, I think GamerShark will try to use a hiccup. But okay, no, try to get off now.
A tiny hiccup was off for this room as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's very fair. This room is kind of bad. It's
But those were the two rooms we were concerned about. I'm not sure if there's any other concerning ones. I want to say the first room of 2,500 meters could be slightly concerning, but I think that one will be manageable.
Also, did the Seeker have hiccups? I don't know. Pay attention.
I was also not paying attention.
Unlucky. Also, critting out for 4 blue hearts, I assume.
Apparently there's no Seeker hiccups. That's disappointing. I would have liked to have seen the Seeker hiccup.
Wait, does this make sense? The 3A play? But yeah, we see.
This is PA for Old Sight in Pico and Grabless Shaft.
And I guess 7
as
hearts.
well as progress towards 9 hearts. Sorry, 9 winged and 7 hearts. I think this is fine. I don't think it's the best play necessarily, but I think it's fine. Like, it's probably preferable than 1-up in 2 chapters is right now.
But yeah, from here on out, I have no idea what the players are gonna do actually, because from either you go back, or you just continue to play, and I think both are kind of bad, and not because of the bingo board being bad, but because of the hiccups making some objectives really hard. Okay, going back into 5A. Is this just a 5B play? I mean, yeah, blue and red is on the board after all. Oh, the central chamber room, the first cycle room at central chamber. That also seems pretty bad.
Yeah, that one seems more manageable than the 2 and 5A that had to be skipped. It does not seem great.
True. Yeah, it definitely seems manageable. Just that players.
Anyway, Shark getting scammed by a hiccup causing him to lose the berry. Just
unlucky, actually. Also, Mikshul trying to get through this room here, but getting owned by the hiccups repeatedly. Can you not just get your dash back, grab, and then just do an upright? Like into the cubby?
I think going into the cubby still works, yeah. The question is, does Mikshul know that cubby exists?
just quitting out and going into the A. What did Mikshul do first pass? Mikshul had to beat this from first pass. But and anyway, we are both players are in 3A. I don't know exactly what is gonna happen in here. when players are gonna quit out, what exactly they're attempting. Is it only for Pico? Is it for the shaft things as well? We see a Pico play immediately from Shark though. Oh, the hiccup into the dust bunny. Oh my goodness, these dust bunny.
No.
No. But also,
these hiccups are being so rude.
Also, not getting your dash back there. That is very rude, actually. You like Mikshul actually activated the prop, or was it just hyper, like immediate hyper into immediate hiccup? That might also be what was happening. Who knows? But Shark having a break here from the hiccups, but being in Pico where there are no hiccups, definitely a deserved break.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Mikshul, it doesn't seem like they'll have the same luxury because Shark's just going to beat them to it.
Yep. That was not hiccup, right? That was just a mistake here.
Old site in Pico turns pink.
Yep.
And Shark continues for 10 berries in Pico.
Is there 10 berries in Pico on the board?
There's 10 berries in Pico on the board.
Oh, there's 10 berries in Pico on the board. Okay, I see it. I guess that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Yep, and also 10 gets ticked here. Because this key one is the last one, and after that we will see more hiccup gameplay from both sides instead of only
more hiccups.
Suffering. Oh my god, that hiccup on Mikshul's side.
And Shark goes back into 5A.
Yep, I assume just finishing the chapter for progress. The hiccups that cancelled the falling. Oh my goodness. Can hiccups happen on the balance throw animation?
I assume they can't happen on the last one because that one's different, but they probably can happen on the earlier ones.
I mean, we will see exactly, I guess.
That's my guess, at least.
But yeah, for those turning in late, currently, players are just playing a normal lockout bingo match, but with the hiccup variant
No, what you're
enabled.
saying, this is just a normal bingo match. There's nothing strange going on here at all.
Yeah, nothing strange. Yeah, definitely nothing strange. Okay, getting the unraveling.
Like, the only strange thing going on here is that both players are playing 5A.
Yeah, I mean, probably someone should play 5B on this board.
Yeah, no, jokes aside, both players have the hiccups variant turned on, which means every couple of seconds, Mantling does a slight jump, which cancels all of your speed.
And it also steers bubbles and other things that are probably not important anymore. I mean, okay, dream blocks are important in 1K actually, huh? But not that important. Bubbles are a bit
I don't think dream blocks will be too important. If it affects battle infos, though, that could be important.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
There's also 2B still on the board, which also contains dream blocks.
Oh, true. 2B is pretty important, especially because it synergizes with 3 B-sides and 8 binos.
Yeah.
How did Shark get through this room, actually, so quickly? Oh, okay, that's how. Wait, no. How did he get through this? Oh my, okay, Mikshul actually getting lucky there as well.
Yeah, Shark bonked on the ceiling instead of going straight through the transition, but then fell to the side and up dashed through. Hitting shaft demo only to get hiccuped into the spinners anyway. That's so sad. This isn't shaft demo, what am I saying? This is search demo.
I mean, both start with S, it's fine. Both are the same, surely.
Shaft and Search are just the same place now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Seeker stunts, I think by accident because of the hiccups. And, okay, we see no search demo on Mikshul's side. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The hiccup ultra, we love to see.
Both players are in the same room.
Oh my, this is search ARP is on the board, so this is a very close race so far. Oh, the hiccup killing Mikshul, and Shark is through the room.
Shark is once again ahead.
Yeah, but Mikshul not far behind here.
Mm.
Only like 2 or 3 seconds, if even. Like any unfortunate hiccup could determine this search ARP race. Oh, this is the really old strat. This is the 1.3 strat with the ultra. It's a I have not seen that in ages. I mean, to be fair, it's in the ARP tutorial, probably. That's why Mikshul does it.
Wait, which strat is this? The ultra into climb jump off the corner and the spikes?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the one I use.
Yeah, the thing is, there's a way easier strat now with direct demos. where you just go like top, like to the top. You can see it in pretty much any modern ARP, high level ARP run. But yeah, like 1.4 with
And it turns
easy
pink.
direct demo. It turns pink. Oh my god, they had to say. Wait, how does it turn pink?
Stream delay, probably.
Oh, make sure just
No,
tick it immediately.
Shark stops to tick it. Mikshul finishes out the room. Maybe it's just already changed by then.
Yeah, maybe it changed the moment Mikshul like grabbed the berry. I'm not sure.
Mm. Either way, a very unfortunate lockout for Mikshul, but it definitely puts
Oh, I think Mikshul realizing it here now. I think Mikshul just didn't know when search up ended.
Oh. Yeah, that is very unfortunate for Mikshul.
Okay, a quit out from Shark. Going into 2A.
Shark goes for 2B.
Yep. Still has to get the cassette, but 2B will also be a joy to watch. Let's say a joy. At least to watch.
Oh yeah, how does hiccup feather movement work? Was talking about hiccup feather movement at some point. We won't see it here, but
it might cancel the feather actually, but but there is no. Yeah, there's nothing on the board in 6A, if I see this correctly. Yeah. So we will not see any feather gameplay.
I can see the last room of rock bottom being a complete nightmare if that's what it does.
But I'm not entirely sure about this.
Yeah. If it just causes the feather to move upwards slightly like with the red bubbles, then it's probably more manageable. Albeit still very funny.
And Shark has got the cassette.
Now goes into... Shark gets the cassette and then goes back into rescue.
I guess just finishing up the chapter just to have purpose. I mean, I guess why not?
Yeah, this is fine. As Shark, you don't know that Mikshul is directly behind / in front of you.
Okay, and now Shark is in the berry room. We'll see if Shark also goes for the berry on the way, because there is still 100 berries on the board after all. So getting some fast berries is not bad.
Important 100 berries.
Yeah, very important. Oh, the hiccup. Oh, that hiccup killed Mikshul there, just making this, just staying in place so the Seeker can charge more easily into you. Hiccups are just evil. They just want to see Madeline dead, apparently.
Yeah! Hiccups are evil.
At least in the eyeball room, you cannot die, but it will take ages to get through that without...
Oh, that seems even more annoying than normal with hiccups. Oh, God.
Oh, definitely.
Mikshul goes into core. And does not go into
this menu?
Mikshul does not have 4 hearts.
Oh. Oh,
Mikshul
no,
does
Mikshul
have
has
4 hearts.
Yeah, Mikshul ticked for blue hearts, after all.
And Mikshul goes into summit.
Is there anything early in summit? I guess binos.
There are binos, yeah. But after that, there's nothing until 1,000, 1,500 meter gems. I guess 9 winged if you're willing to do winged golden.
Winged golden with hiccups definitely sounds amazing. I would love to do that.
I would love to see a winged golden with hiccups, but I don't think it's happening this game, to be honest.
Yeah. Probably not. But Mikshul also going for some fast berries on the way, but I don't know if they're that fast with hiccups, is the question here. Oh, I think that hiccup saved him, actually. Okay, now we can see how Battle Ops attacked with hiccups. If it even does anything. I don't think it does anything.
It didn't look like anything on the last throw, but that's about what I expected.
Yeah. But it also didn't really do anything on the, like, smaller ones.
In which case, Summit should be fine.
The only problem is, because of less floor and a bit more hazards, Summit can be really annoying because of the hiccups that you cannot really avoid.
Yeah. You do also have the second dash, though, which leaves some more opportunities to save yourself from bad hiccups, though.
True,
so it feels like a double-edged sword, to be honest. You have 2 dashes, but because you have 2 dashes, there's less floor now.
And I think maybe Mikshul is overcommitting berries, I would say?
I would say so, yeah. Like, grabbing the winged here as Shark makes sense.
Yeah, Mikshul also going for the wing.
Safe.
Okay. Yep, Mikshul also collecting it. So now we'll see if maybe you actually just ignore the 500 meter berries and just go for the gem. I would love seeing that, but I'm not sure if that is a smart idea on this board. Or if both players can even afford doing that. But also 1500 meter berries with hiccups seems really terrible.
What I would like to see is going for the gems and then going for the wings berry and quitting out to get 9 winged.
Oh yeah, I think I like that.
That is wings berry number 9. Assuming you don't get wings golden.
Which the players will not do for us, even though it would provide content. But here we see some more dream blocks, so we will see if we see some hiccups in the dream blocks, like messing it up here.
I can't think of any rumors that it'll affect anything too badly.
Oh, Mikshul getting out there on the hiccup in the dream block.
Because dream blocks, generally speaking, are relatively short. There aren't many long dream blocks.
True.
And it seems Shark's going to win 8 binos with the gem room here.
Yep. That's a really important objective to get here. And yeah, there is the tick.
And it turns pink.
And yep, there we see it. Because of stream delay a bit later. And yep, going
Mikshul
for
being at 7 and only a couple of rooms away from the 8th.
GamerShark has a lot of luck here with the hiccups, actually. Like, not getting owned that much on them so far, at least.
Shark got off to a bit of a shaky start, but doesn't seem to be getting owned by hiccups quite as much as Mikshul has recently.
Oh, that up left strat seems really scary with hiccups, actually. Wait, is it that scary? Yeah, they overlap pretty well, huh? But yeah, we are in 1500 meters.
And Shark does decide to commit to at least this berry, which suggests that they're going to go for all 8 of them. Whereas Mikshul decides to skip berries, knowing that they're behind.
Oh, I like this, personally. Like, honestly, you don't want to get stuck on the hiccups here. For like, some of these berry rooms seem pretty bad to do with hiccups. Yeah, especially
berry 3 in particular seems completely terrible.
You mean 4 or 3?
3, the one below the one Shark's currently in.
Oh, okay.
There's quite a long room.
True, but
And there's also worms on all of the walls, making it difficult to save yourself if you get hiccuped away from a wall.
Oh, GamerShark just getting owned here by the hiccups and not being able to wave dash.
This one here that Shark's in right now, I think, will be quite not great.
Also, by the way, it is faster to get the bottom one first if you don't do Neo Top or Terror Top or any of the chopping through the floor strats.
I need to learn the dropping through the floor strats. They seem interesting. Anyway, Mikshul does take off gems.
Yeah. And I don't know if GamerShark maybe thinks now that Mikshul has also been doing berries and just ignores this. But honestly, you cannot really ignore this because you also need the berries for 100 berries. Ooh, okay.
Shark does get this berry. Please collect the berry, thank you.
Yeah, with the hiccup, like this one is really easy for an experienced speedrunner, but with the hiccup, with hiccups, it's really easy to die in any room, even if you think it's really simple normally.
Mikshul does pick up the wings berry though, which makes sense, and finishes off the checkpoint.
Yep, also makes sense.
Is fine.
I mean, all berries in 2.5k are still on the board.
Yep. All berries in 2.5k also containing red bubbles.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, those are not that bad. I think there's none.
I don't think they'll be that bad. There are a couple of rooms which seem questionable. The ending of 2.5k orb also seems interesting. I think as long as you can get on top of one of the blocks, it's fine, though.
True.
But it's difficult to really judge how hard things are going to be with hiccups without fully understanding how hiccups work, and just without knowing how, like, exactly how long each part of each room is.
Yeah. Alright, Mikshul, going back here for the winged berries, I assume, maybe also unlocking Chef, but I would love to see just winning out at the winged berries. If you want to unlock Chef,
this is a winged berry play.
Yeah, if you want to unlock.
Okay. So the players have about 15 minutes left then.
Yep. So, yeah, because players. So what is happening is that because Hiccups takes ages, and we still have four bingo games in the day to go, that we might cut this one short if it goes for too long, which in this case is in 15 minutes.
Anyway, the game is currently 6-8 to Mikshul. GamerShark needs to make up a 2 objective deficit right now. One of those objectives is going to be all berries in 1,500 meters, presumably. But he needs to find a way to get 2 more objectives in the next 15 minutes.
Yep, and
I think as Shark here, you have to play somewhat risky and go for things like 1-ups that are just being left on the board due to being hard rather than being long.
yeah, with 15 minutes, you probably want to do some quick ones. But honestly, what exactly do you want to do here? And anything with pickups is pretty hard. Also, GamerShark is so far committed already with all the berries in 1500 meters, and there's only 2 left. So
Only
we'll
2
see how
left,
long
and the next one I don't think will be too bad. And Mikshul's already done the winged one, so it probably also isn't too bad. I don't remember seeing them struggle with it for too long.
Oh, this is actually kind of bad. Oh. Okay, never mind. We are fine. We're through the Frankie Z room.
The what room? I don't think I've ever heard anyone call it that before.
Because it looks like the Frankie Z emote. Like
I've always
like
had people
dog.
call that one dog room because it looks like a dog, but yes. Shark going back around to do the transition ball bounce?
I mean, I'm a boomer, and I'm pretty sure the new gen of Celeste players don't really call it that, because I also haven't heard it in ages. But yeah, we'll see all berries in 1500 meters. Is this? Oh, and actually, I'm not even unlocking 2K.
Yeah, it's probably like I don't think the players will have enough time to go all of the way to 2,500 meter berries.
Yeah, makes sense, and I think I like this.
And 2B here makes sense. Yeah. I'm very much a newer generation Celeste player.
Yeah, if I heard correct, if I remember correctly, you started bingo or maybe even Celeste speedrunning because of GDQ having bingo on or something like that.
Yes, I found out about Celeste Bingo through the GDQ Hotfix Bingo Showcase.
Yeah,
in I believe summer 2022.
That does sound accurate. But yeah, we see Mikshul finishing up mess here. Probably going for Carapace Shaft, which kind of is definitely a checkpoint, especially if you have 2 variants.
But yeah, Tio, chat seems to think I'm calling you old. What's your thoughts about this?
This is, I mean, you ran really, but if you were, then it wouldn't be wrong.
Tio, you're old.
Yeah. I mean...
And Shark goes into huge mess.
Yep. After
And Mikshul goes in to trap the 2, presumably for
what
2B.
is happening? What is happening here actually? Shark had Shark. I mean, Shark quit. I cannot speak anymore. Shark quit out at combination lock, I think, because of getting owned or something like that, right? Because at least there's one checkpoint there. And oh my, the hiccups are. Oh wait, or is this a berry play, or is it just get some fast berries on the way while getting?
We're now down to the last 10 minutes of the game.
I'm not entirely sure what we'll do if it's tied or if we see that someone technically has an advantage while being behind, but yeah, we'll get there when we'll get there, I guess. In the meantime, I think this is half of. Yeah, this looks like half of mess being done. Even more than half. It's like 2/3, huh?
Yeah, that's the second of the theme. Oh, I kept messing up the Shiro cutscene. And Mikshul goes into core. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen core earlier.
Yeah, I mean it's only the it's only switched to ice on the right side of into the core, which is not that long, but I guess if you don't play a lot of bingo, when do you ever enter this room?
I guess so, yeah.
Especially with hiccups, like the cycles seem pretty annoying.
Yeah. You also just generally have fewer dashes in core, which is fewer opportunities to save yourself if you do get screwed by hiccups.
Yep. We'll see some lucky. Sometimes Mikshul is getting lucky here in core, which is really good to see here because struggling with these 5-volt cycles is hard. And GamerShark now having 2 variants enabled at the same time. Oh. Okay. But yeah, we see Crabless Shaft here, which
my bitrate's back. For some reason, the Discord bitrate went just like completely through the floor.
Yes, and it stopped for a second as well. But
I can see the streams again now. Shark is in probably one of the harder 2 rooms of Grappler's Shaft. And Mikshul takes switch to ice. And proceeds to go into 2B. And Shark calls GG.
Yep, Shark calls GG. Shark probably does not want to play this anymore.
Honestly, I can't blame him. As funny as Hiccups is, it looks very annoying to play.
Absolutely. It's really funny to watch, but playing it is so annoying, actually.
Like, for my little experience with some of the variants, I have found that Hiccups is the most annoying one. Like, Super Dash is cool, Invis is cool, Mirrored is cool, but I've always just found Hiccups to be significantly more annoying because it takes away some control from the player.
I guess, yeah, because other things are like you still have control, and Hiccups is just RNG, right? Just introducing RNG in my RNG-free game, like.
What's this? This is blasphemy.
Exactly. But while the players ban and pick the next turns, I think that's it from us, right? If I remember this correctly.
Yes, I believe so. I don't quite know who's replacing us commentary. I have just checked. It's Julie and the man.
Yep, Julie and the man.
So when Julie and the man are ready, we will be heading off.
yeah, and this is definitely, we still have one more game between those, and because it's Sunday and we have 2 players, right? So I will just say, yeah, like not 2 players. I mean 4 players, not 2. But yeah, while I said that, Julie and the man are here to replace us. So thank you, Cookie, for commentating with me, and I will just give it to
Thank you,
Julie and
Tio,
the
for
man.
commentating with me. Thank you, Exist, for handling the restream, and thanks to the event orgs for making this possible in the first place.
Thanks, guys. That was very fun.
Bye.
Thanks to Tio and Cookie for commentating the last few. Definitely some entertaining matches from what I was able to catch. Hopefully, no more.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, we're here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if my internet just died for a second, but I think we're all right now.
Yeah, I think we're all good. Thanks, Exist, for doing the restream. I'm Theman and with Julie here to commentate, I guess, match 3 now between Mikshul and GamerShark. I don't know if you were able to catch any of the past 2, Julie, but definitely some interesting shenanigans with the hiccups. 2 players who definitely have some solid exec, but maybe a little less experience in the lockout bingo modes. So kind of some, definitely should see some interesting routing and some variants. We'll see what variants we get for this next match.
Do we already know which variant they're gonna play? Players pick D-Cinco. Okay.
Oh, D-Cinco. This will be very interesting. I actually played D-Cinco yesterday and quite enjoyed it. Unfortunately, my exec gap kind of hurt me a bit, but it was very interesting. So I'm curious to see how it plays out with 2 other players.
They have agreed to not have a tier lock. Does that mean that they have not matching tiers for the objectives?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that seems odd. The tier lock seemed really important to me in terms of balancing this. So it's going to be definitely interesting if there's not a tier lock. For those who don't know, D-Cinco means that there will be 2 separate boards, and both players will try to tick one on one board. So they'll be playing on one board and ticking, but if they tick an objective on their board, the objective in the corresponding spot on the opponent's board will no longer be able to be ticked. So people will be competing while going for different objectives than one another. So definitely leads to some shenanigans. So we shall see how this works. Again, I played this yesterday. It was definitely a very interesting match. I just decided to try and steal the early objectives. Ended up doing 1B and 2B first pass, which didn't quite end up working out. So hopefully these players will have a little bit better routing and exec than I did yesterday.
We'll see. When you played yesterday, you should know, did you see each other's boards?
Yes, we were able to see each other's boards, so that definitely makes
they will be able to see them again.
Yeah, not being tier locked is going to be very interesting. I don't know what the reasoning behind that. I think the tier lock really made it a lot more fascinating, and so here I think basically if you have the early tiers, you're just going to be able to get your own early tiers. So we do see that it is about to begin. So let's see what we have here. Hopefully the boards will be up soon. So once again, as a reminder, for those of you who aren't familiar, this is Celeste Lockout, so first 1 to 13 objectives wins. What's interesting here is that it's D-Cinco, so they have 2 separate objectives. So let's look as the boards are revealed. So the first thing to look at is, I think, where the lower tier objectives are. So as I look at GamerShark's board, I see the lower tier objectives being, let's look. So we have, I believe, Dashless Chasm, Blue Red Old Site, Letter and Huge Mess, I believe, is the early tier objective. 4 Wingberries and get a 1-up in 2A. It does look like the objectives may be tier synced. Maybe not. No, I guess not, because I think on Mikshul's board we have they're not. No,
5
board,
keys and 50
objectives...
berries don't seem to go hand in hand.
Yes, they can see each other's boards, or at least that's how we played it yesterday when me and Arrow played. So I can't confirm for sure that they're doing the same today, but when we played it, they were able to. So on the early objectives on Mikshul, we see 1-up in 3, Grabless 2A, Old Site Pico, Berry and Awake, and Berries in Chasm. So I'd expect the players should mostly be able to get their own early tier objectives. And so then we'll see. So maybe, Julie, let's take a look at each of the 2 boards, see if there's any easy synergy that we see on the 2 boards that people might go for. Now, the hard part is here, as I found out yesterday, sometimes you see synergy and then you're like, oh, there's 4 objectives, and then your opponent takes 2 of the corresponding ones before you get to it, and then you only get 2 objectives from that synergy. So I think in some ways, sometimes just getting the fast ones that don't have synergy is actually maybe a better strategy in this mode. But yes, 5 cassettes is definitely faster than 5 B-sides, that is for sure. So we do see both players appear to be going for a 1-up. I do see 1-up in 3 chapters for Mikshul's board, and I don't immediately see a 1-up.
There's a 1-up in 2A, but I don't know
but
why
obviously, okay, there looks like Gamer berries and just didn't collect. That's very reasonable. So we do see Mikshul likely going for the 1-up in 3 chapters. In terms of looking at the rest of this board, again, the early tier objectives. So one trick that Random Name has definitely taught is that when you find objectives, if you go up 2 and then 1 to the right, you'll find another objective in sort of the same bucket. So if you find one of the low tier objectives and you go up 2 and to the right, that's an easy way to find where another lower tier objective are, which can definitely help in a mode like this, where you want to be able to identify which objectives are early tiers and get them out of the way. So we do see Gamer going for the Winged Berry, presumably 4 winged, seems reasonable. Let's see what we'd expect from the skips for these players here. Do you see anything, Julie, in particular in these boards for 3A, 4A?
Ooh. Still trying to get a hold of 2 boards at once that are not matching in the slightest.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that Gamer is going for an early dashless chasm. I think that's a pretty, I would think normally in D-Synco, I probably wouldn't say it's a good move, but the fact that Mikshul does have Ridge Cassette, which is, well, technically I think a tier 6 or 7, it's still obviously an early objective, means that this is definitely a good play from Gamer. And we see the multi-boost, first try, very impressive.
Nice.
That's a really cool strat. Yeah, the multi-boost is a really cool strat. Even as a beginner, I somehow learned that strat, which people find crazy, but I think it's fun, and first try is very impressive. Flying said his believe players are not looking at each other's boards. Interesting.
Okay, so it really is just guessing the game. Like, you can't even have a tactic around stealing harder objectives with easier ones. It's just, okay.
Yeah, I think what Morris said...
RNG.
I think what Morris said, that if they aren't looking at each other's boards, that I do think just generally rushing the early tier objectives is probably correct. Yeah, I mean, Dasher Chasm is early in the tier, but Arrow, they're not tier locked in this version, so it's different than what we played yesterday. So we do see that Mikshul gets all berries in Chasm, so we do see that they're both now exiting 1A. Interesting that Gamer with Dasher's Chasm is out ahead of Mikshul, who got berries in Chasm and the 1-up. So...
Yeah, like to be expected, Gamer is going for the 2A 1-up now.
Yep, that makes sense, and that will be pretty unfortunate for Mikshul because it does block out Blue-Red City, which is a relatively quicker objective. Overall, I definitely think that GamerShark got a much more favorable board because it appears that Shark's tier 1 through 5 are lined up with Mikshul's tier 6 through 10, which means that a lot of the earlier objectives... Oh, okay. Apparently we're allowed to call them sharks. So, yeah, I think that Shark got a pretty big advantage with these boards just because of the way the tiers lined up. It looks like their tiers 1 through 5 lined up with the Mikshul's tiers 6 through 10. And so that just means that a lot of the ones they can get early are stuff that Mikshul might have been playing for a little bit behind that. So I think that will be a pretty big advantage.
Okay, what did Shark get? Okay, Shark goes for 2B first pass. What does that help for? We have complete 5 B-sides, we have...
See, 3 hearts, 3 cassettes.
True.
5 binos and B-sides, so definitely... Oh, and Blue Red Heart and Old Sight, so there's a lot here for him. Definitely a really solid... Yeah, I think it's probably going to be really unfortunate for Mikshul because, you know, again, Blue Red Old Sight is going to knock out Cliff Face.
Wait, where's Blue Red Old Sight? Ah, there. Okay, I found it.
Yeah. And so this is definitely Shark favored from the beginning of the game. We do see Mikshul just playing through 2A. I don't see much in Resort on their board, so I would probably expect a 3A skip into 4A. Unfortunately, 4A becomes a lot weaker now that Ridge Cassette is gone, and likely they're going to lose Berries in Cliff Face. But they will get Berries in Awake, so they will be able to snag a second objective there. Meanwhile, on contrast, we do see Shark with a decent amount in 3A. I wouldn't be surprised to see Shark go into 3A, given that we have... there's a lot of longer B-side synergy. There's also a lot of 3A stuff between the 5 keys. We do see Letter and Huge Mess. We have a Mess Order. I guess that's about it. So I guess I could see either option.
Have you mentioned the Winged Berries already?
Oh, yes, and there's 4 winged. So if he skipped 2A, he's not going to have a waked winged, and now he's likely going to need to go into 3A to get the 4 winged. So I'd expect Gamer to go into 3A, or that's what I would do. Yes, there is 3B, which obviously, as we can see, is not going to be relevant since that will be blocked off by Mikshul getting a Wakeberry. But I would expect a 3A play from Shark, and we'll see if he follows through with that.
What objectives does Mikshul have that are faster than the opposing Shark objective?
Oof, not many, to be honest. I think this just... And I think this is where the tier locking, I think, makes this game a lot more interesting, since you know that if it's a fast objective for you, it's likely a fast objective for the opponent. I mean, they have... I guess they have, like... So Key and Depth is probably faster than 1,015-meter Gems. You know, we see Grabless Lake versus Blue-Red Reflection, 35 Berries versus 5 Key Power Source. So kind of that tier. Remember, if you take any objective, go up 2 and right 1, it'll be kind of in the same group of like 1 through 5, 6, 10, 7, or 11 to 16, 15 and all that. So I think that tier is definitely better. But I think other than that, it's not much different. I mean, we see some that... Yeah, so I think it's just unfortunate with the way these boards panned out for Mikshul. We do see Shark, as I speculated, going into 3A. I think that's a very good play for them. And we do see Mikshul probably also, as expected, going into 4A. And we do all see, in the meantime, Mikshul did get another objective, Grabless 2A, and blocked off 5 blue hearts from Shark. Again, you know, obviously good to get an objective, but I don't think anything that Shark was going to get soon. So the way this game is working is this is called D-Cinco. So it's a very interesting variant of bingo. So each player has their own board, and they're only able to tick off objectives on the own board. And when they tick it, the corresponding objective on the opponent's board is blocked off and no longer available to them. So each player has their own objectives, but them ticking an objective is still blocking an objective from their opponent. So it's very interesting because they're going for different objectives, right? And so when you see Mikshul tick Grabless 2A, that means that Shark is no longer allowed to tick 5 blue hearts. So we do see it's 3-3 out of the early game. I still think that Shark is pretty strongly favored. They should pretty easily be able to get, I think, 4 objectives out of 3A when you look at, actually 5 objectives, right? Because they'll get Mess, Diary, Letter, 4 winged, and 5 keys. And I think they should pretty easily win all of those over the corresponding objective. Yeah, it was pretty interesting, Levy. I actually played this yesterday with Arrow Bounce. It was very fun. So, unfortunately, he just has better exec than me, and I got locked out of a couple synergies that I had. Yeah, it's not the easiest, but we make do.
What's interesting about this game, Levy, is that normally these tiers are like equivalent to each other at the same spot. In the board, they have objectives that take the same amount of time, but these players agreed to not have that. So we have objectives that take like a minute paired with objectives that take 10.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I'm not entirely sure why they decided to do that. I don't know if it was just time of setting up. Like, I don't know if they had to find specific seeds to try and balance that out yesterday. Yeah, it very well might have been. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe they wanted for the content.
Yeah.
They agreed to be like, okay, we have not seen this yet, let's try it that way. And both players are fine with it, so they do it.
Oh, interesting. It exists. I didn't know that. He's talking about some of the... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's for the content. These players love the content, as we saw with the hiccup board. I don't know if you were able to catch any of that, Julie, but very entertaining for sure. Very glad that I didn't have to play with hiccups is all I'm going to say.
A thing that I found out recently is you can, in the variants, also adjust the strength of hiccups, which can also lead to really fun stuff. But yeah, that is not for this game. We see the huge mass order tick, which steals a longer objective from Mikshul.
Yeah, so interesting. Arrow kind of pointed out which buckets they are, and it does look like, based on what Arrow is saying, and it might be accurate that, yeah, I mean, Gamers has 3 out of the 4 or 5 buckets being more favorable to them. So Shark, I mean, they're definitely going to have a pretty decent advantage. We do see another tick coming in. We do see 1 up in 3 chapters, but again, that's marking off an objective grabless rock bottom that really is never going to be contested anytime in the short term. And from what I understand, these players are not looking at each other's boards, so it's more just go for stuff you think is fast and not trying to kind of think about where it's impacting the other board. So I guess the question is, Mikshul is going for the cassette. Let's see what they have. I guess they're just going for 5 cassettes. I don't see any reason they would want to play 2B. In fact, I don't really see any B-sides on Mikshul's board, whereas there's still a lot of B-side synergy on Shark's board. And so as you are unaware, since this is a little bit crazy, we will be getting back after this game to a normal lockout bingo. The next game, I think it's between Tommy, Carno, and Mora. So hopefully that'll be good to get into a little bit more of a normal game, something that everyone can follow along and understand a little bit cleaner. Not that these aren't fun for sure, but it'll be good to see that as well.
Okay, Shark going for the cassette for 3 hearts and 3 cassettes, I assume.
Yeah, also,
how many hearts does Shark have already?
I don't believe that they
2?
got any blue hearts.
They have to have the blue heart of the old side.
Oh, that's true. They take blue red old side, so it's probably just those 2. So I'd imagine they probably will quit out at the next checkpoint and go back and get 1A maybe. Or maybe they'll just play through and hope that they win. I guess they didn't get 1A cassette either. So maybe they'll just go into 4B and just go get cassette, heart, and 4B. Yeah, that is true, Arrow. That I think in this objective, it's probably better to not really focus as much on synergies in this mode and just go for quick objectives, as I learned yesterday. So where is Mikshul going to go from here? We do see that they're grabbing the winged berry.
Is there any reason to do so?
I don't. Yeah, I guess I don't know.
15 and 4.
Yeah,
that is the only reason I can see quick to get berries at this point.
That is true. We do see Gamer going back in for heart and then cassette, so they will be taking off 3 hearts, 3 cassettes. That does put them at 9 objectives, so they'll have a 9 to 6. Some of the longer objectives for this match. Yeah, Arrow, you're definitely right. This match is definitely going significantly faster than the last one. I think these players are probably very relieved to be able to just play their normal game and not be stuck with hiccups every second. And yeah, Reed brings out a good point that since there are 2 sets of tier 1 through 5, I assume both players are essentially going to likely win all of their tier 1 through 5 objectives, which is just an immediate 10 objectives much quicker. Do you think he'll co-op Blackout?
True, that could actually be really interesting.
It could be. Arrow, if you want to try that sometime, I'm down. Would be very interesting to route, for sure.
Not just having multiple, like 2 sets of tier 1 to 5, but also the, like, essence of this game mode being like everyone runs the fastest objective just leads to people getting fast objectives, so the game progresses way faster than if people try to mind game their opponent into doing slower objectives, etc.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I mean, Shark did have a big advantage, but I look at their board and they really don't have any easy objectives left. So I think everything's going to require them to play a decent amount into progress. I guess they've got Temple A, so maybe it's just a ridge skip into Temple A, but I mean, that's still a pretty long objective. I mean, at this level, it's probably 6-7 minutes for Temple A, maybe. And they don't opt for that. They opt for the ridge play. I'm assuming just playing through ridge and then just skipping into maybe the early temple objectives and maybe reflection blue.
Having late game access is way more important than finishing Temple A side for Shark right now.
I wouldn't hate a 4B first pass here, actually. It gets you the 5 binos and B sides, and it does get you an extra B for 5B. I think that's a potential option. Obviously, depends on their exec and how they feel about 4B, but good players, it's probably not more than a minute or so longer than 4A. It might get you maybe a minute or 2 longer than 4A and would also get you 5 binos and B sides.
I honestly think that 4B takes too much time right now.
Yeah, you might be correct.
For effectively one objective, because 5 B-sides is just not something you can bank on.
That's true. And as Arrow points out, there are 2 early objectives, so they do have both Reflection Blue and Kevin from all 4 sides. And unfortunately for Mikshul, I don't think he's going to be able to contest either of those. 5 keys and 2 is definitely going to take a while, given he did not play 3A, and 15 and 4 is also just a slow objective. So I think Shark does pretty easily get those 2 objectives if he goes for them, which then puts him at 11, and then he'll just have to squeak out 1 or 2 more from some other objectives. Yeah, I think this match is pretty cool because it really just came down to where the tiers were lined up. I don't know if Mikshul really could have done much. So I definitely think this mode seems to me more interesting when the tiers are locked together, the way that me and Arrow played it yesterday. So it might just be an unfortunate part of the format. But again, that's what we're here for. Lots of content, as these players have showed in both the last 2 matches. They're definitely not afraid to shy away from that. So we do see Mikshul getting cassette. Does not look like they're immediately quitting out into 5B. Maybe they're just grabbing the seeded berry, although I don't see what that gets them at this point unless they're trying to contest 15 and 4.
How many did they get in the other chapters so far?
I'm not sure. I know they got a good amount in 1A. I mean, they have 30. Oh, they have 15 and 3 already ticked. So they have a lot. So actually,
okay. Yeah, then
it does look like Mikshul's contesting 15 and 4, which I think ends up being a really good play for them, given the number of berries that they had. I was not aware that they had that many.
Also, the berries in Temple are pretty front-loaded, so it shouldn't take super much time.
Yeah,
the
you are
15
correct. So then where did they go after 15 and 4? Obviously, they're also going for Depths Key, so that will be good. Those will block off Reflection Blue and the 10 and 1500 meter gems from Shark. I think.
So what do you want after that?
I mean, given that they're not looking at the other boards, I think you could go. I mean, 9 Binos is probably the fastest. Is a pretty feast objective you get into Summit, but you still get into Summit. 2 Binos and 5 is pretty hard given the lack of B-side synergies. Not sure where they're gonna go. Looks like they got 5 berries. Maybe they're going back to do 5A start. Yep, looks like they're going for 5A start berries. Unfortunately, it might be too slow as we see Shark entering Reflection. I think Reflection Blue is going to squeak out that objective, so that's going to be a pretty big blow if it does happen, but it may be close. It does take, I think, about a minute to get Reflection Blue, so it actually could be very close, and this could swing the game for sure. Because
oh my god, okay, yeah.
If Shark is able to get this, I think it's pretty much game over. But if Mikshul can get it, then it might get back in competitive. We do see Kevin Block get ticked there. I don't think that one was ever really in doubt. 5 keys and 2 is a pretty long objective. I believe Mikshul needs all but 1 berry. I believe he needs every berry. He had 5, and I believe there are 11 in start. Is that correct, Julie? Do you know?
There are 12 in start.
12, okay. So that means they can avoid the first one that takes a bit, and they can avoid the long upper one, which means this could be very close. Looks like they have 12. They only need 3 more. I think Mikshul might be able to snag these last 3 berries.
That is so close, okay.
That should be number 13, and then they just have the upper right and I believe the left one in the hub. And we see Shark in the blue heart room.
If Shark doesn't skill issue with the heart, yeah, it turns pink.
Oh, it does turn pink. That is
really that hurts.
Rough. I was definitely hoping for the 15 and 4 tick there just to see a more competitive match. Very unfortunate. Looks like it was only a couple of seconds there. And now we see Shark. Looks like they're going into Farewell. I guess all berries and 500. I think that should be a pretty easy win because into the core, obviously, I don't even think Mikshul has hearts. So I assume that all berries and 500 will go Shark's way, and they just need to win one of the remaining objectives. Probably 1 key and power source. Looking at both boards would be the most natural one. I think that might be the only one, or they could go Mirror Temple A side to compete with Summit Blue Heart.
Yeah, either like one of those two will probably be the last one. And I don't think either is gonna be really contested from Mikshul.
Yeah, no, Maura, you're definitely correct. I think this is probably a very competitive match if it goes the other way. Because at that point, you're sitting at 10 to 8. I think Shark still probably gets it, but it's definitely close. I think it probably comes down to like Temple A versus Summit Blue race, but
yeah. Oh.
Lifey, if you're just coming back, in case you haven't seen, there is a SJ bingo mod now that I think TNT and who else? Ninja, I believe, is the other one working with him on that. They actually played it. Nene, you're right.
Yeah.
They actually played that on stream a couple of days ago. So if you're into the modded stuff, I would definitely check that out. I have not been able to watch that one yet. Definitely, we'll plan to go back and watch the ones I missed later in the next few weeks. But definitely seemed like a cool idea. Personally, I don't think I have time to learn all of it. That's pretty cool. I'm glad you were able to see that.
Okay. Mikshul is going for Pico and will Lockout reach the open heart of the mountain, which probably will not have any effect on Shark.
Yeah, I mean, I think Shark can just go farewell here. They can go Temple A. I think 5 finals and B sides, they might even be able to win if they go like 4B right now.
Oh, or 1B. I guess you can
That's
go.
true.
Wait, yeah, true. Shark has the 3B cassette, so you
Yep.
can just get 2 binos in 1B and the first bino in 3B.
That is very true. Yeah, the first bino in 3B being right at the beginning means that it does make it appealing for the 5 bino and B side synergy. So
shoutouts to the dev for bingo bino in 3B.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. When I heard that, I was crazy. For those who don't know, the devs actually just asked, I think they asked people in the bingo community, hey, like, what change could we make to make bingo more interesting? And they ended up implementing those 2 binos in 3B to kind of give it a little more synergy with stuff. So very cool to see kind of very active support from the devs for, not just the speedrunning community, but even like the kind of the subsets of that in the bingo community. So definitely shout out to the devs for being really responsive. And I heard a lot of stories about how like apparently they realized that 1A was basically completable dashless, so they changed 1 or 2 rooms just so the wingberry could exist. So they definitely kind of find some cool ways to make the game appealing.
Was the wing gold not there from the beginning?
I think this might have been in like development or something, but I'm not entirely sure. But I remember hearing that they like realized it was almost doable, and we're like, we're gonna add this in as a fun challenge. And
I always assumed that the 200 berries are just too clean, too juicy, not to be intended from the beginning.
Yeah, I do find it interesting, just speaking a little bit of the dev side. I've always found it funny, and I think this is part of what makes bingo work really well. Like,
and GG.
The fact that there are so many different berries in different chapters. But anyways, yeah, GG. Massive shout-outs to both Shark and Mikshul for playing through all 3 matches. This one obviously pretty quick, but they also subjected themselves to the crazy hiccup mode. So massive props to them for being able to do that to the combo. So the show matches are just random pairs of people. I don't think it's specifically designed for any. It's designed for all levels. So I know like me and Arrow are more in the beginner level. Well, mostly me. He's probably more it now. But we have had some expert players. We had Random and Cookie play. I think there's another extra match coming up later this week, maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. Or if you're talking about the SJ bingo, yeah, I wouldn't know. TNT would be the one maybe to answer that. But anyways, a big shout out to Shark and Mikshul, for playing. Definitely some very entertaining matches. Definitely hope to see you guys continue playing more Lockout. I know you guys play a lot of Blackout, but definitely hope you enjoy playing some Lockout matches as well.
Yeah, GG to both players. And thank you, Exist, for restreaming. Think the restreamer will change for the next game?
I believe so. So I'm not sure when they're exactly going to cut out, but definitely stick around after they restart the stream in a few minutes. We will have a match between Tommy Carno and Morakanda. Tommy is a relatively newer bingo player. I think he started in the fall, and he actually played in the last beginner bash, crazily enough, and now is probably at least advanced and probably like mid to high advanced already. So he did come in with a lot of prior Celeste experience. I think he'd done 202 berries before he played, and is definitely getting significantly faster.
Yeah, Tommy's improvement over the course of the last half a year is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he came in with a lot of Celeste knowledge. I think just had
definitely
a lot of speed strats.
But yeah, I'm specifically talking about speed and bingo.
Oh yeah,
like when I met Tommy the first time, I think he was at 201 berries. Beginner bingo and like a 40-minute any percent. Then he got 202 and suddenly he just got faster and bopped my any percent at this point, and also is advanced bingo player. So there was a lot of improvement from his side.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Leffy, just to clarify, yeah, there's going to be an additional 3 games today. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're ready to go. Exist whenever you need to kill it. We're just doing time.